Alright, what's up guys? So today we're going to be talking about springtime snook fishing, right? As you guys know, water's heating up, which is great. I don't like the cold. Um, they're pushing out of the creeks, they're moving into those flats now, so you're going to be seeing them more often, being caught more often. So we're going to go over, lures, your leaders, your braid, your reels, your rod combos, at least mine, and what I like to throw. Um, and yeah, if you guys have any information to give me, you guys can drop that in the comments below. Giving you guys my information so you guys can, maybe use it and hopefully catch some nice snook, right? So we're gonna start off with the DOA jerk shad. This is the 6-inch jerk shad. I like using this in really shallow water or conditions where the water is crystal clear and you can see the snook, or you're pitching into mangroves, right? This is a really good bait for making this bait do what you want, right? To get that reaction out of that snook. So DOA jerk shad, really good bait, you should try it. Next is the Mirrodine XL, right, from Mirror. This is a really good bait. I like using this at night, honestly. It's a really good twitch bait. Gets a really good reaction out of the fish. You could throw this in the daytime as well. Kind of that twitch pause, drives them insane. But this is a really good hard bait if you guys want to try it. Yeah, Mirrodine XL. Next is my favorite lure to throw. I rig this on every time I go out. This is gonna be my starting bait. This is gonna be my confident bait. All right, this is the Slam Shady Bomber by Salt Strong. Right, so it's a 5-inch paddle tail, and I call it Snook Candy. This bait drives them insane. Not only snook, redfish. Yep, you can catch both fish on this lure. I really don't know what to say about this. This is just an awesome bait. Paddle tail is awesome. The color, this is the Slam Shady color. I mean, you can use it in any condition of water. This is my confidence bait, so if I'm gonna go target snook or redfish, this is gonna be the first thing I throw on every time. And I feel and I know I'm gonna catch a snook or redfish, right? I know we're talking about snook, but it's nothing wrong with catching a redfish as bycatch, right? So, Slam Shady Bomber, this is awesome. Next is gonna be a topwater bait or topwater lure. This is the moonwalker. I prefer this over, the junior Spook Junior, just because it comes with the inline hooks, right? Some people like switching out their own inline hooks and stuff like that, but this one, it comes already set up, and you don't have to go through all that hard work, right? They put the inline hooks on there so you can put more power behind, pulling in the fish, and you don't have that what if your treble hook's bent out. So moonwalker, great topwater lure. So those are the lures I like throwing, right? So let's go over to hooks. So we're gonna start off with a jig head, right? This is the Pigjig. You guys know I use this all the time. Pigjigs. These jigs are really good, and I'm not saying this just because I use it all the time, but the simple fact that this is a 3/0 hook. This does not bend out when you catch big snook. This is a really stout hook, really stout, strong. It does not bend out. So I mean, as of right now, my biggest snook has been 38 inches on this hook and has not bent out. So that says a lot about a pig jig. I mean, about a jig, right? This is a 1/4 ounce. You can use a 1/8 ounce if you want, 3/8. You guys can also pick this up at your local tackle shop, at least on the Nature Coast side. Yeah, and you can also hit him up on his Facebook page. It's Pigjigs, if you guys want to pick some up, right? Same thing with Saltstrong Bombers. You guys can go on their page. I'm probably gonna I will put all this in the description so you guys can see it, or hit the link so you guys can go pick this stuff up. This is the owner twist lock hook. This is the 1/8 ounce 5/0 hook. I like using these because 5/0 hook, big snook, you can't go wrong. So these are good for situations where you're throwing in mangroves or there's a lot of grass and where you're fishing at, or a lot of structure, so you won't get hung up. Twist lock hooks, really good. If you're using live bait, I like throwing a 6/0 circle hook. Can't go wrong with a circle hook. I usually nose hook the mullet or pinfish or whatever I'm fishing with to catch snook. If that nose hook doesn't work, usually behind the anal fin. So yeah, 6/0 hook. Doesn't really matter which brand, at least I don't think it does. I've always fished with Owner or Gamakatsu or Trocarp, so I mean, you guys be the judge of what you want to use, right? So let's move over to leader. So I fish a lot on the flats. I don't fish heavy structure, or there's not heavy structure where I fish at. So I'm gonna start off with a 30-pound test, right? A lot of people are probably saying, what, big snook, 30-pound test? You're crazy. This is 30-pound fluoro. I do throw 30, just the lighter the better to me, honestly. You probably get more reaction bites because snook have big eyes. I believe they can see your line and your leader, right? So I like starting off with lighter line, lighter leader, just till I see that I'm getting a constant reaction out of the fish. Start hooking up. My hookup ratio is really high due to that fact. If I start breaking off a lot, then I'll probably beef up my tackle. And that's when I will throw a 40-pound leader, fluorocarbon as well. These are offshore anglers. These are the extremes. It's 100 yards of pre-cut 4-foot leaders, so that puts you at 75 pre-cuts. So the only reason why I get these, honestly, guys, is one, it's cheap, which is great, but I don't like trying to figure out how long I want my leader, right? I just want to grab it, go, tie it, throw it back out there. I don't like wasting time on the water. I am a kayak fisherman, so time is very crucial when I'm fishing. Next is going to be that 50-pound leader. This is when you're fishing live baits. This is when you're throwing your bait into structure and you have to put that lock down, drag, and hoss that snook out of wherever he's at, mangroves, stuff like that. So that's when you want to beef up your tackle, right? Excuse me. So let's go over to rod and reel combos. So you guys know I throw this all the time. So this is the Spinfisher 2500. I use this because it's super light, super strong, gets the job done, right? I pair that with 10-pound braid. I feel like on the flats, that's enough. I never lock down my drag. I just put it tight enough to where I can get that hook set in, make sure that he's hooked, and let him run with the line, right? I'm on a kayak, so he has to pull me around. So he's gonna get tired, or she. They're gonna get tired. That snake is gonna get tired, right? So I usually have it just down tight enough so where I can get that hook set and he could just run off. I have that paired with an Ugly Stick Light Pro. This is the 7-foot medium action, 6 to 12-pound line. I've caught all the way up to 42-inch snook on this little fishing setup, right? fishing the flats, you don't need nothing big. You have enough drag, have enough line, let that fish run. I know everybody wants to get that fish in, quick, so it can live a long life. I get it. I usually give my fish a nice revive, so I'm not too really worried about that. Make sure they're kicking really good before I let them go. So, light setup. Now, if you're fishing heavy structure, mangroves, I like to throw, this is the Spinfisher 5500. I think this has 30-pound drag on it, so really strong. I pair that with 40-pound braid, right? This is Power Pro, and I have that with the Star Rod. This is the medium heavy action 8-foot. So this is gonna give you that backbone to pull that fish out, right? You guys can use really any rod you want, but you will need something with backbone. You need something with backbone in order to pull that fish out, right? So I only like using 8-foot rods because I can, pitch that bait in there easier. In that 8-foot, I feel like gives you that, that extra power, I feel like. So that's the rod reel combo, right? So if you guys are going out targeting snook, make sure you're informed on the regulations if you want to keep a snook. It is open. I believe it closes April 30th. I believe it's April 30th, but make sure you always look at that FWC app. Make sure you're not, gonna get yourself in trouble for snook. I would, suggest practicing catch and release so that way, our children's children could catch snook as well. But, it doesn't hurt to take a snook home as well. So I hope you guys, enjoy this video. Hope it's taught you some little tricks to catch some snook. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.